Here's a great example of a good way to actually build your drip system, your distribution system out to your plant material. This is 1/2-inch drip tubing. It's distribution tubing. It's just solid tubing that runs all the way through this irrigation zone to the plant material. Without doing anything else to it, it will not emit any water. It just distributes it out to where you want the water to go, near the plant material. In this case, these button emitters, a hole was poked in using a special tool, and this emitter was installed that drips water. Now this plant needs to be replaced. This is a fairly new landscape, and not all the plants survived this past season, but you can see how the water will be supplied right to the root zone of the plant material. This is a great way to do a low water use landscape because you're just putting one emitter slightly up where you're going to get a good distribution of water to the plant material. You can see down the row here that these other yarrows are all doing great, and they're irrigated the same way. Another good installation tip I'd like to show you is, which is done really well here, when you poke the hole in the line. So roll your line out first, stake it down using these, they call jute stakes. This is a little older one now. They'll naturally rust. You stake them down in place. When you poke the hole, don't poke the hole on the top. Then your emitter's going to be sticking straight up. You're more likely to kick it over. The dog's more likely to kick it over. Poke your hole on the side like this. This is pretty well done. So the emitter is going horizontal and not sticking up vertically. When we look at existing drip systems, we find a lot of them that have been built using an excessive amount of this small 1/4-inch tubing we call spaghetti tubing. Here's an example of a way we're going to recommend you try and avoid building out your distribution system. Here's our 1/2-inch tubing up here. Where are our plants? Well, in this case, the ceanothus that's still dormant is a good 4 feet away. We've got a manzanita over here, beautiful, in bloom, and it does actually have the emitters. Well, it's a little closer, but look at the length of these 1/4-inch runs. A good way to design and build your drip system is to minimize the use of this 1/4-inch tubing. Don't try and not use a longer run than maybe 1 foot or 2 when you need to in a few situations. Instead, use a lot of this 1/4-inch tubing. It's very malleable. It comes fittings, L's and T's. You can pretty much get the water very close to all of your plant material by using a lot of this 1/2-inch tubing. Then, when you get this closer to the plant, it'll be similar to the example I showed you prior, where you put the button emitter right near the plant and you use no 1/4-inch tubing. You're going to have a system that's going to last longer. There's going to be less maintenance. This stuff, you're more likely to put a shovel through it, or there's more probability of something breaking off, leaks, breaks. So when you're building, try and minimize the use of this 1/4-inch tubing.